I'm going to show you how to make your text move and grow a little bit when you hover over a container. And this is really simple and easy to do with a free bit of CSS. This could not get any simpler. I have a container and I have a heading sat inside. This particular container is sat to be centered in terms of the alignment and the justified content. Now, let me just go over to the heading first. If you go to the advanced tab, I've given it the class name of Shifty, okay? So that if you were going to add in an icon or an image, you want everything to kind of grow or move a little bit, just go and give them the same class name. If you wanted them to move slightly differently to another item, go and give them a different name. And you're going to see in the CSS I add that you can refine it. Now, that's what you call the item. I've called it Shifty. The container, for simplicity, I've just called ABC, okay? I could have given it a fancier name. I've just called it ABC. Call me lazy if you want. Now, the custom CSS sits inside that container. You could technically put it anywhere you want, but I've said when you hover on that container, so you don't have to hover on the actual heading. If you did want the movement to only occur when you are on the heading, then move this CSS to actually be on the heading, okay? And you want to change what we've got over here, because at the moment, if you look at the code, it says when you hover on ABC, which is the container, to hover on that, then I want Shifty, which is the heading, to transform. I want it to go to the left by -20. If it had 20 without the minus, it would actually go to the right, and I'm going to show you when you would want to do that. And I've said scale 1.2. So it's going to take the current size and upscale it by 20% of what it currently is. If I went for 1.1, it's 10%. If you go for 2.0 or 2, it would double it up. And I've also said that when you do this, I want it to be gradual. So I want to ease it to be 0.4 seconds. So when you hover over it, can you see it grew and it now grows away as I hover back? You don't get that jerky movement with duh, like that, which I hate. If I was to go to my container and I now put this to be aligned to the left, and now we hover, can you now see it bleeds outwards? This is where you might want to go to your CSS and instead of minus, change it to be a plus, and now it grows to the right-hand side. And if I go and drop in another heading, and I'm going to call this Shifty2, so I've made a duplicate of the code. I've made sure it's now only going to touch Shifty2, where we leave Shifty normal 1 intact. And now I've said translate it by 60. So when I now hover, we get a slightly different pattern going on over there. So this is how you can do almost like something that you would normally do maybe within the call to action widget, whereby when you hover, things move. You can now do that with any item within your container. This is something we've shared in the past, but I'm just reminding you about it. Hey, I'm Imran Squadron. I hope you like, subscribe, share, and follow. I'll see you soon.